Hello, my name is Milan Sharma, and I have some breaking news to share with you about WikiLeaks. And today is October 29th on Saturday. Hope everyone's having a great weekend. And this is the WikiLeaks is part of a series that will continue until the start of the election, which is on November 8th. So, to refresh your memory, this is hacking by Julian Assange, and Hillary Clinton is there's evidence that Hillary Clinton violated the Espionage Act and the Freedom of Information Act. And when Umar Abedin burned files according to Hillary Clinton's request, that would violate the Freedom of Information Act. And when Hillary Clinton used or sent top secret U.S. operations on an unencrypted private server, that is evidence that the Espionage Act was violated. So I'm going to show you some new details that I found personally. I didn't look at any other source. I personally went on WikiLeaks, the website on wikileaks.org, and there is very, very, very interesting stuff that I found. So I'm going to bring that up to you right now, and you'll see that my Twitter page is on here. I tweeted this stuff, and first of all, my Twitter link will be in the description section if you want to follow me on Twitter. So what I said is chief strategist for Clinton campaign knew the results of polls before being released, has a source at CNN. So you may be wondering, how would they know before? So let's check it out. So I highlighted it right here. I'll zoom in for you guys. So this is a email from Benenson, who is a pollster and Hillary Clinton chief strategist, and he sent this to Robbie Mook and many other people as well. So he said, "Heads up between us." That's the subject of the email. So hope all is great to you. So he's sending this to Joel. "I think you are going to enjoy a poll we have releasing." That's an arrow from him. "Tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. that asks about 2016ers and whether they are perceived as candidates of the past or candidates for the future." So he knew before the poll was actually released. And from a CNN source of mine, So he's communicating with the media on the information they have before it's actually released to the public, which is obviously not allowed, because you can only campaign with or coordinate with your own advisors, not with the media. Media is supposed to remain neutral, not leaning left or right, or just not leaning toward one candidate or another. So that's one thing I found. Another is Reynolds and Adams attack Sanders as awkward on TV and hoarse. So this is the email. HRC did great, and for this one, this must have been one of his during the debates or his rallies. They said, "I think he meant Bernie shouting at the crowd. It feels awkward on TV." First of all, this could be my commentary for the record, that he's not yelling. That's called being passionate, and Hillary Clinton is not a passionate candidate. Over half the country want her indicted, according to a poll. Over 60% of people find her to be mistrustworthy, according to a Bloomberg poll. And another one, she said, "Oh, my mistake. He seems hoarse." And so it's so ridiculous. So another finding that I found. Podesta asks to chat with Politico's chief correspondent and senior staff writer. So I'll click it right here. So John Podesta sent email to, his name is, I forget his full name, but Glenn, I believe, is his first name. And he's basically the chief staff member and correspondent of the Politico magazine. And Podesta asked to actually chat with him for 5 minutes for a PTR chat. Glenn Thrush, that's his name. His name is Glenn Thrush. So I thought that was interesting, chatting with again, a media not coordinated with the Clinton campaign or anybody else. It's supposed to be just neutral. Let's see what's next. This is one of the most interesting findings that I found. And it states, Politico's chief Thrush, which is Glenn Thrush, the person I said earlier, proposes a flat fundraising method, giving donors ownership to campaign. And that's why I believe that we need major campaign finance reform, obviously. So this is an email from Glenn Thrush, who is the Politico magazine correspondent and chief of staff writer, to John Podesta. So again, let's look at this. Podesta people close to the campaign supports the Chang-led strategy of creating an army of small and medium-scale campaign bundlers, a flat fundraising structure that would give donors the sense of ownership in the campaign. Podesta jokingly referred to himself as the Sultan of Flat, but the older generation of Clinton fundraisers and donors interviewed over the past 2 weeks said they believed the new structure would eventually give way to a more conventional fundraising apparatus that would empower mega donors on the coast. And again, this is why the Clinton Foundation is such a huge concern to many people, because when Hillary Clinton says that the Clinton Foundation is supposed to help hungry people around the world and starvation and so on, etc., when Saudi Arabia is oppressive to human rights, oppressive to women, oppressive to gays, and you see them donating hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Clinton Foundation, you have to wonder what's behind this, because their motivation is obviously not to help those people. It's to gain influence by the Clintons. Let's look what else is on here. Oh, this was just not too much, not a huge leak. Basically, the article from The Intercept, which revealed that pro-Clinton group is the censorship on Israel, AIPAC pandering, and warped militarism. So this article basically revealed that Hillary Clinton is obviously pro-Israel and gets tons of money from them, wants to increase funding to them. So she's always, and she's, in a debate last year, she failed to call Israel's attacks on terrorists disproportionate. She just said that they have the right to protect themselves, but Sanders actually said that it is disproportionate because it was mostly killing civilians of Palestinian civilians, and it was an excuse of the killings of massive losses of Palestinians, and that's disproportionate. Let's see what's next, and I believe that's it. That's just a pinned tweet from a while ago. So that's one of the big ones. And here's one right here in my Google Documents that I found. And Chelsea Clinton and Bill Flexible. This is very interesting. So again, Chelsea, I'm not sure who this person is, but it's to John Podesta in November 15th, 2011. And it said, "What time of day works for you?" And then obviously they showed times. "My dad and I are both flexible." So, sorry about that. This is the wrong email. Oops, sorry. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to show you guys this one right here. There's nothing wrong with that one. So, right here, Tandon to John Podesta. So, Really, Susie? All right, blah, blah, blah. Right here. Sometimes HRC/WJC have the worst judgment. And I don't know if they're just like making fun, like, you know, they just wish me luck. They're not really talking about anything. But when your own advisors say that you have the worst, all right, let me rephrase that. When your own advisors say that the Democratic nominee has worst judgment, that's very, very revealing, because even in an earlier leak, Robbie Mook didn't even know Hillary Clinton's position on the TPP. He didn't even want to ask Hillary Clinton directly. He asked other advisors in the leaked email. So it's very ridiculous, really. So, man. So thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Please follow me on Twitter if you enjoyed this. Subscribe to my channel, support my channel, and thanks for listening. I appreciate it.